Anyways, on a new note,
No
um,
comment.
what exciting update do you have to share? Amanda started telling me something, and I told her to stop what she was doing and tell me on the podcast because I want you guys to hear this first with me. Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back again to your most favorite podcast, Mindset Talks Podcast here.
Sorry.
You are fine. I guess first thing I want to say to you guys is I am so sorry for not having an episode to drop last week. Believe it or not, this will be our third attempt trying to record for you guys an episode. We are human, so we've had some technical difficulties, and instead of providing you guys with some shitty product, we decided to pause it and give you guys a little break from us and try to do a better version this time. And they say third time's a charm, so we shall see what
Right.
happens today.
And we have literally been trying to record the same episode 3 times. So it's not just trying to get you an episode 3 times, the same episode we have been trying to produce 3 times now in a row.
Yes. Fun times. So, there might be some things we're forgetting to like bring up or whatever, but we will rock it out for you guys.
We'll
And
do our best.
yeah. Oh, man. So, I guess now it'll be a little different. I'm just going to kick it off with kind of like the main topic. And then
Okay.
Amanda has a fun update for us, but I'll save that till last because,
Okay.
you know. But so I have been really wanting to ask Amanda, and it is still relevant because we are just freshly into the new year.
Mm.
And sadly, it was a little over a year ago now when we have lost the little furry Choo Choo.
Oh, my baby. My first
Yes,
baby.
I know. So crazy. And I really just kind of wanted to check in with you and just see how you're doing because I think this is one, like, yeah, the first time that you've ever lost a pet.
Hmm.
And just kind of like seeing one how you're doing with that, and then how is it different? Obviously, it's different because like pets and humans are two different things. But let me just stop getting weird, and I'm just gonna check in. How are you doing?
All right, my lovely co-host Cassie. Let's just turn that one. No. Um, I'm doing pretty okay. To I guess answer the question you were trying to ask but didn't really ask is the difference between losing my pet versus my mom, right? Um
I guess, yeah. It just sounds like weird to like ask
it
that.
ju-
I don't know.
right, like it's like an awkward question to ask because it's like, hello, like that's your mom. How do you rank a dog to her? Which not ranking, but
Yeah.
just comparing the differences of the losses. Um, I would say that his 1 year anniversary wasn't as in the forefront of my mind,
Hmm.
I guess is the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Whereas like with my mom, of course, like it was more of like being anxious and anticipating that day coming of it being the first year. But with Chewy, it was a few weeks before a few weeks before his anniversary was coming. I was just thinking about that day that he did pass
Hmm.
and just thinking about how, sorry, I'm like under the weather, so it's like I gotta take extra breaths just
You're
to talk and
fine.
stuff like that.
It's okay.
I'm not getting worked up, people. For those of you who are watching, I'm okay. I'm not like holding back tears right now. I'm holding back coughs. So
Oh, we've all been there.
it's like the worst.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about my cousin. She was one of my cousins. She lives right nearby me, so she was super supportive, especially in the end of the journey
Mm.
of Chewy's life. You know, she's the cousin who allowed Chewy and I to live with her after my mom passed also. But I was just thinking about how fortunate I felt to have her in my life. And, just thinking about that day, like coming in from work, I literally remember everything step by step,
Yeah, I bet.
just coming. Like, I remember I worked a half a day. I worked that day. Like, what are the odds? I worked half a day. And my store manager at the time, I wasn't, I wasn't really a fan of him
Hmm.
because he was new. We didn't really understand each other. So I'm not going to say he's a bad person, but I'm just going to say we were,
Misunderstanding.
we just weren't on the same page about things.
Yeah.
And So I was really shocked he allowed me to have a half a day that day. Well, me and my coworkers,
Mm,
because of the new year coming. So it was like a comp day ish type of thing.
gotcha.
So I just remember coming home, seeing Chewy and pretty much, having my breakdown, called my cousin. She was on a job and her boyfriend came to my house like instantly,
Mm,
helped me get Chewy in the car. They followed me to the vet, helped get him into the vet. It was just like, I'm so grateful.
yeah, what a
And
blessing.
yeah, so it was just nice to have a positive thought around that situation rather than just thinking of the loss that I have of not having my dog.
Yeah.
Um, which I'll always have that thought, especially when I see other people with their dogs, and it's just like, damn, I miss my Chewy.
Mhm.
But you
Yeah,
know,
Miss Anti-Dog.
I'm not anti dog. I don't care for little dogs, if I'm going to be honest. And since I don't have a dog, I don't really find as much interest in relating with people who do have dogs because of me not
Yeah,
having my dog. Just
right.
like people who probably are less interested in interacting with people who don't have kids when they don't have kids. It's like you're not going to just go out of your way and be like, hey, let me play with your kid. Like, hey, let me pet your dog. I'm like, no. So,
Yeah,
you know, so I'm
gotcha.
not anti dog. I just am in a different phase of my life at this time. I think is the best way we can put that without making me sound all crazy.
Okay, Miss Political over here. No, but I
Okay.
I do get it though, I understand. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
makes sense, but yeah, but so grateful that you do have such an amazing cousin because
mhm,
she's just the bomb.com.
pretty much, yeah, holding me down, like, holding me down. There weren't a lot of options I had after my mom passed to move somewhere with a dog because you already
Yeah,
know renting a place with a dog, like, renting the place we had was already hard enough to find,
gotcha.
um, and he was a larger sized dog, so it's not like I had some little foo-foo dog that they're just like, "Oh, that dog's pretty much a cat. Yeah, you could live here."
Right, right.
So,
Yeah, that makes a difference.
yeah, so she really came through, and I really appreciate it. I didn't do anything to like honor his one day really. I
Mm,
posted a picture, of course, online. Like I'm always gonna do that for my little puppy dog. But
yeah,
I didn't do anything. Like with my mom, I think I went and had ate seafood. Um her first year that she had
mhm,
passed because she loved seafood.
mhm.
Selfishly so, I love seafood as well. So I'm not gonna act like I don't. It was a win-win.
Yeah,
Um but yeah, no, I didn't do anything special, but it feels sometimes like he's been gone longer than a year, but
yeah,
sometimes it feels like it has been less than a year. But I think it's just because I, I found out I was pregnant a month before Chewy died. So I had a whole new thing happening in my life,
mhm.
which unfortunately kind of overcasted that situation.
Yeah, definitely. Which
Yeah.
also a blessing in disguise too, you know? You might have been more distraught if you didn't have something else to focus on.
No, it's very true. Like he really didn't leave me alone. So it's kind of like I think about it as my mom didn't leave me alone because I had Chewy and Chewy was like our dog, even though he was really my dog.
Yeah.
She tried to act like that was her dog until he
Mhm.
was doing shit he wasn't supposed to do. Then she'd be like, "Get your dog,"
Right.
stuff like that. So it
Yeah.
was like we were like a little trio, we were a little unit. And so when she passed, it was like me and Chewy, and then it was like Chewy's turn to go, and then miraculously,
Yeah. Isn't it
when
so crazy how stuff like that works? I just find it's
the
so odd.
timing
Yeah.
timing is so eerie. But yeah, so it's just kind of like I'm being watched over by my mom. And I'm not gonna say I'm being watched over by Chewy 'cause it's a little weird, but I'm being watched over by my mom. Like you're
Yeah.
never gonna be alone, type of thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how that's going. I still get pictures on my phone. Like my phone does like featured photos,
Yeah.
so it just shows like random photos from my photo album every day.
Mhm.
So I'll get like pictures of him that pop up in there, and I'm just like, oh, my dog. Oh. So, I get all
Yeah.
excited and I'm like, oh, I remember this and start reminiscing. But
Mhm.
yeah, he was my first pet. That was my first pet. And
Mhm.
was a good experience to say the least. So
Yeah.
it allows me to not really be so sad and with his loss. And I'm
Gotcha.
just gonna
Well, good.
stop on that long rant about Chewy. I don't know I could talk about this dog for that long.
Yeah, but it's cute though, and I'm glad that, you're holding up okay and stuff. Because I know a lot of people, they really struggle when they lose a pet, and
That's true.
I'm
Sorry.
no, you're fine. I'm just glad that you're not. I mean, again, maybe it's because you do have other things to like focus on, and your mind is like super busy, especially trying to like care for a newborn and everything like that.
Hmm.
But I just really wanted to just kind of check in and make sure that you're doing all right because I know it was a huge thing that you had to go through and experience, and I care about you and want to make sure you're okay. Oh my God.
Sorry. I'm like cracking up. I
For
have
those
no
of you
voice.
who are watching and not just listening, Amanda's just over here like cracking up while I'm trying to talk to you guys, and it's very distracting. So I apologize. But she thinks that her coughing is more distracting. So she is kind of like hiding in the low. But you guys will have to make sure you tune into our YouTube video to see all the madness because she is losing it right now, and I don't know what's happening.
You just gonna put me on blast like that and tell them just watch on YouTube to watch me choke?
Yeah, because people are gonna see it anyway, so I have to kind of commentate and explain to them what's happening.
Oh my gosh. I apologize, everyone. When I say I'm under the weather, it's just my voice. I feel okay otherwise. But damn, Cassie.
Listen, I had to tell people what's going on, so they're not just like, "Why is this like weird?"
Yeah, it's definitely a different episode to say the least. So enjoy that little comedic moment.
Yeah, well, we have to kind of keep things a little spicy here in 2023 because now, since we didn't drop anything in the last week, this is
Sorry.
this is technically the first episode that we're dropping of the new year. So happy new
I
year to everybody.
know.
And sorry for the weird start to the new year.
I know. I don't I really that's not the tone we're setting for the year, just so y'all know.
Yeah,
Just a one off. Just a one off. One
it
off.
is. It definitely is. Well, we're working on these technical difficulties. If we have to become IT people, we will do
Oh my
so.
gosh. If y'all want to join our team, just let us know and we can talk.
Yes, definitely. Because we might need some help over here, considering that we both use the same internet service. And no,
You know
just
what?
kidding. I'm just kidding.
You know
Wait,
what? Go ahead, Cassie. Say what you
I'm
want to
just
say.
kidding. No, no, no. I'm not going to start because last time, an episode that y'all didn't hear because we didn't post it, Amanda was a little
What?
annoyed with my little sarcasm. So I
Why
will,
was she annoyed with your sarcasm,
I will
Cassie?
stop.
Y'all, I'm
Because
gonna just say it. Cassie be getting on me and my internet.
I'm just trying to understand, what's happening here. But who am I? Anyways, on a new note,
No
um,
comment.
what exciting update do you have to share? Amanda started telling me something, and I told her to stop what she was doing and tell me on the podcast because I want you guys to hear this first with me.
I
So,
don't mind sharing with y'all, but this bitch trying to make me die because she know the more I talk, the worse my cough gets.
well, I
But
can't share that update. I don't know what it is.
I know. Anyways, I'm excited to share regardless. I just feel bad for coughing in y'all ear. Anywho, so as y'all know, I have been chosen to be a part of a um learning module for genetic genetic testing for breast cancer.
Mhm.
So it goes back to pretty much when I had went and got tested, found out I was positive with the BRCA2 gene. I had a genetic counselor. He actually called me, um, geez, whatever many weeks ago from now.
Yeah.
The last time I spoke to him was in July of 2021, mind you. So he just called me a few weeks ago and was saying how there's this opportunity with this medical center who is pretty much revamping their training videos for their PCPs and nurses and people in the medical field of their practice, and they have a module called genetic testing for breast cancer.
Mhm.
And he recalled my story and thought that I would be a good fit because they were looking for someone to tell their personal story. And he recalled my story, like it stuck with him apparently, and so he pretty much proposed me that opportunity, got me connected with his colleague that is actually, working on this project.
Mhm.
And so I had my first meeting with her today, which was exciting. I've been, talking to her through email.
Mhm.
And so I met with her and a couple other of her team members. So, we got to talking about like the video. I got to share my story with them. I got to talk about the podcast, which I thought was exciting because, any moment to talk about our show is,
Yeah.
I think, a great moment, because the whole point of us really being here is to reach people from afar
Right.
and to be able to connect and relate and to, allow you guys know that there's reassurance, um, especially after these hard losses, that things are still going to be okay
Mhm.
and that everyone's journey through it is different, but we all have each other to support in the end. So, um,
Beautifully said. Beautiful. Just
thank you.
beautiful.
I can say I've just been so charismatic today.
God.
but so yeah, so I'm like really excited because that's my first meeting of a few, and so we're gonna be doing filming, and I get to share my story. I get to put together like a montage. Yeah, like a real filming. She's like, you might get a little nervous from the camera. I'm like, girl, you don't even know. I do a
We've
podcast every week. Like,
we've been
please.
practicing for over a year now.
Right. Like, get my good side. No playing. So yeah, no, it was really nice. Like they were very kind. Of course they were taken aback by my story a bit, just with how quickly things had escalated with my
Oh,
mom because it was a very quick turnaround.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I like the ball's rolling, The ball's rolling right now. We're looking
Exciting.
to get some filming done between the next month and a half ish
Oh.
time frame. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if anyone else is going to be able to see it other than people who are registered to take that course,
Oh. Well, they've
but
gotta send it to you.
they do.
Okay.
But she did mention something about how it may be able to like branch out further than that.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know, but obviously I'm gonna be sharing that as long as it doesn't like violate anything for them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be sharing that. So I'm
Right.
excited. I'm excited. I mean, I know y'all know my story, of
Mm.
course. You've heard it enough times, sure. But yeah, no, it's things are in motion, and I do hope I have an opportunity to talk about the podcast on there because it helps to share more than just my story, but it gets your story out there, Cassie, and it just helps to resonate with more people. The woman actually said, the woman I've been
Mhm.
speaking with the most, she did say that it's her mom's 3-year anniversary, and
Oh,
my
wow.
story kind of resonated with her. So it was just like hit the nail on the head. Like this is what I'm
Wow.
here for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm here for. Like
Right. Wow.
she hit me with a PS in the email and said that, and I was just like,
That's insane.
this because they asked me, they're like, why do you want to do this? To help people, like
Right.
to give reassurance. Like I know I like reassurance. I don't know about you, but I know I like reassurance.
Yeah.
So,
Right. I don't like
you
talking
know,
about my story, so I don't need to get any kind of acknowledgments or anything like that, but,
gonna make me cough.
I do but I do, oh, man, that just distracted me from what you just said. God damn it. What did you say? What was the word that you just
What
used?
am I here
What was that?
for?
Oh, to, like, share the story and stuff. Oh, I forget what the hell I was saying. Anyways.
Typical Cassie moment. All right, girlfriend.
Oh, good lord, that hasn't happened in a long time. I really forgot what I was trying to say there.
Yeah, no,
What was
it,
my
it,
point? I don't know.
it really
Mm.
hasn't happened in a while, but yeah, no, it's just nice to have people to relate to and
Mhm.
in such a real way, through our emotions and not just like through material items like, oh, our nails are painted the same color, or like, oh, we got the same outfit on, or like,
Right.
like we like the same designer, or fake news, or even just negative news like, oh, of like killings and shootings and things like that. Like, no, this is a totally different level. Like, this is
Yeah.
your feelings. Like, this is within. And I just think that that is just so much deeper of a connection, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's more valuable being able to have conversations with people that entail your actual emotions, and it's not necessarily like negative or extremely happy or optimistic, but just allowing yourself to be vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely, because it's certainly not an easy thing to do, and y'all know it's
Mm-mm.
not my favorite thing in the world to do.
Boy,
Um,
do it.
shut up.
But you wait. But you have gotten better, so I give you kudos
Oh,
for that.
I have. I really have. I know that I have, and I do think that this podcast really has a lot to do with that because if this never happened, then that probably wouldn't have happened either. But
Right, like I wouldn't even know as much of your story, honestly. And I'm your
yeah.
best friend.
I mean, it's not something that you really wanna sit there and talk about, nor do you think that your friends really wanna hear about that shit anyway. They're probably just, like, sound out after, like, 2 minutes of you crying about, losing someone.
But we do.
Well, a very small subset of people do, but, but
I can
no,
understand you.
it is super important to connect at that deeper level because there's so many superficial, like, bullshit things out there, and
Mhm.
it's rare that people actually connect at that level, and I think that's truly what heals us and makes us better is when you're able to have those deeper conversations that, people like me are afraid to talk about.
Agreed.
So,
Completely agreed.
yeah.
That's so funny. That's pretty much what I said to them, but in like a more professional way without the superficial bullshit.
Well, it's a good thing that you are called to do this and not me because I don't know
You know.
how, professional I can be about this stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's in here like I don't do it for a living. But anyways, on another topic.
no, I'm just excited. This is my first step into fearless. So, yay 2023.
It is. I'm just loving how everything just always ends up, like, making sense and, like, working out, like, in the long
Mhm.
run, you know? I don't
Oh
know, it's
my
just so
gosh.
weird.
Same with
What?
my job too, right? I've been super anxious about my job.
Yeah.
And, I was not fearless. I was like complete opposite of fearless when it came to that, like extreme opposite. But now that I've been able to
Definitely.
start and, talk with my coworkers and my supervisors, um, I feel fearless now.
Yes, that is so exciting. I was so happy when you told me about that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because you were pretty worried. So I'm glad that that's not even a thought.
That was, yeah, the way you put that was an understatement, but thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. But, I don't just everything does have, like, its own weird way of working out. So, for me, I try not to, like, stress too much about certain things because at the end of the day, it's gonna happen how it's supposed to happen anyway.
Correct.
Um, and you can only do so much, but,
Mhm.
when you're in the moment and you're going through those emotions and stuff, it's really hard to remember that, so
Oh my gosh. And like, I think the way you said, like, it's just going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. I
yeah.
think that. I don't act like that. I don't
Yeah,
act upon that.
it's
I'm like
hard.
overthinker and I go nuts, but like
Mhm.
the energy I give to people is that energy of the what's
Yeah.
gonna happen is just gonna happen. Don't worry, it will be okay. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm like, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna blow this shit up because I don't know what to do and I'm just so lost and la 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 la,
Yeah,
just so crazy. So
it is.
people be more like Zen Cassie and just let things happen. Because at the end of the day, we're all gonna be okay. Like we
Right.
really are.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just so hard to believe sometimes, so
It is, it really is, and even though, because sometimes to me, I feel like I've been through, like, so much, like, anything else that I face, like, really can't be anywhere near as bad, which
Mm,
not thinking that completely because obviously things can always be worse, but, like,
right.
I just think that for me, that's why I don't really take a lot of things seriously anymore just 'cause, like, I've
Mhm.
already felt, like, so much pain and, like, hurt and stuff, and it's just kind of like some of these other things just, like, aren't at that level, so it's not really worth, like
Your energy.
exactly. So,
Very well put.
yeah,
Very well put.
I
Look at you.
I
I'm very
try.
grown up.
Oh, stop.
At least I kinda whispered it.
Uh,
Anywho, yeah, so I'm just really glad we were able to get this episode recorded again.
I know, no issues. Woohoo!
Again, yes, guys, be proud of us, guys and ladies. I don't wanna be, but be proud of us because this has taken a lot
Mhm.
for no damn reason.
It has. We were contemplating too of providing you guys with that episode, but then we were like, it is actually
Yeah,
really bad."
Cassie was contemplating, I wasn't contemplating, I knew what I was doing, I'm just gonna let y'all know
Hey.
that. Shoot.
Whatever.
Guess because I'm the one who's angry around the situation, that's why, but,
Oh, well,
you know,
it is what it is.
whatever. Whatever. But, yeah, so any more beautiful gems you wanna drop this episode? I feel like we've been I don't know, there's just something this episode just made me feel good. We just had some
Good.
good words that we shared between each other, and I
Mhm.
hope you as our listeners are taking that in and doing something with it.
Yes, definitely. But I don't really have anything else that I can think of. I wish everybody the best in the new year. I hope you guys all pick your words. Let us know what they are because I am so curious, and I know a lot of people have actually been responding on our Facebook page, which is really exciting.
Oh, I love that
Um,
stuff.
I know, right? So make sure we stick to it, guys. It is a new year, and we are just here to rock it out and make it better than 2022.
Oh yeah. All right, guys, until next time.
Talk to you later.